Welcome everybody. I'm Ted Bedromo and welcome to Using LinkedIn to Close High-End Clients. And this is take two. Yesterday we had a little GoToMeeting glitch, but hopefully it'll work better today. The recording actually recorded fine, but the slides didn't advance past the first slide. So take two, here we go. So I'm the author of The Ultimate Guide to LinkedIn for Business and Ultimate Guide to Twitter for Business from Entrepreneur Press. And in March 2015, the second edition of the LinkedIn for Business book will be coming out. So if you recently purchased my book through my website offer, I will be making special offers to everybody when that comes out in March. It should be like, I've heard anywhere from the 1st of March through the 3rd week of March. So we'll see what happens. So I'm also on entrepreneur.com. I have a lot of articles there, and I'm in the magazine. I've been in the magazine they've taken excerpts of my book and created articles. So if you want to read more content about LinkedIn and Twitter, you can find me at entrepreneur.com. And one of the benefits of being on LinkedIn and having a profile that tells people what you do, a reporter from the New York Times found me last year on LinkedIn and then went to entrepreneur.com to read some of my articles. So he contacted me when he was writing an article about using LinkedIn to find jobs. So I was featured, it was last, I think, November in the New York Times. So that was a great accomplishment. And last summer I was on vacation and I got a call from a producer at CNBC who had found me on LinkedIn and then went to entrepreneur.com to find more information about me. And he interviewed me for this documentary they're doing called Twitter Revolution. So he did a lot of the whole section about Twitter advertising was literally my interview with this producer verbatim. And the Carl Quintanilla, who was hosting the event, just started speaking everything I was saying exactly. It was kind of out-of-body experience for me to see Carl Quintanilla saying my words exactly as I said them to this producer. So as we go through this webinar, we take about an hour through this webinar. And if you have questions, just put them in the question box, and we'll take time throughout the webinar to stop and answer some questions, and then we'll do a Q&A session at the end. So as we go through the webinar today, I'm going to talk about the LinkedIn opportunity because LinkedIn is growing like crazy. There's over 300 million members now, and most people still don't get it. They think it's a resume site. So I'm going to show you how corporations are embracing LinkedIn and really taking advantage of the power of LinkedIn. Then I'm going to show you some new LinkedIn tools that help you really easily connect with your target audience. LinkedIn is really trying to get people to come back and use it every day, make it more interactive. Like Facebook, people, over 60% of the people on Facebook come back every day and spend over an hour a day. And LinkedIn is trying to get people to come back every day. Currently, I read a stat recently, the average LinkedIn member only comes back 17 minutes a month. So they really want to increase that number significantly. Then I'm going to show you how to measure your LinkedIn activity. They've come out with a lot of great tools that show you how, when you engage with people or post content, how many people are seeing it, how many people are liking and sharing it. And then I'm going to show you how to engage your target audience so they get to know, like, and trust you as an authority. And you can do it very quickly, as I'm going to show you. Now we have a bonus today. At the end of the presentation, 3 people have the opportunity to receive a LinkedIn profile makeover, which I charge $9.97 for to my clients. So pay attention. We're going to have 3 questions at the end, and the first person to answer each question will win that makeover. So like I said, LinkedIn, in June, they released this officially. They crossed the 300 million mark. Unofficially, I've seen they're up to about 320 million. So every quarter or every 6 months or so, LinkedIn officially announces the numbers. But right now, they're officially saying 300 million. And they're adding more than 2 new members every second. So they're growing faster than Facebook and Twitter combined. There's executives from every Fortune 500 company on LinkedIn now. 53% of business-to-business marketers have acquired a customer through LinkedIn. And this is about a year old, so I'm sure this is significantly higher because B2B companies are really getting it, and they see the value in LinkedIn. 83% of online B2B marketers use LinkedIn. This is according to HubSpot. 65% of journalists use information from LinkedIn as research material. And it's kind of like when you post something on LinkedIn in your profile, if you give someone your resume and you've lied on your resume, it seems like eventually everybody gets caught lying about their resume. So people really trust the information on LinkedIn. They assume it's true, like your resume. So it's become a really good source for journalists about information about people and companies. 77% of LinkedIn members are using the site to research people and companies. So I talk to a lot of people, a lot of my clients, when I first start working with them, they say, I don't have time for LinkedIn. I can't finish my profile. I just don't have time. People are coming to your company profile and to your personal profile and reviewing it before they meet with you. So you really have to have your profile complete and a very professional looking profile. And I'll show you some examples here as we go through today's presentation. 88% of employers are using LinkedIn to recruit now. So it's become the place to recruit new people and to find a job. My son just recently graduated from college, and he just started working at Cisco in August, and he's getting contacted by recruiters all the time with other job offers. So the recruiters really have figured out that if they target these college students, they can get them jobs and then get them repeat jobs over and over. The job market is very hot right now. Contrary to what most people are saying, there are so many jobs in the technology arena. It's just crazy. My son's a finance major, but all of his people he graduated from school got jobs immediately. So the job market's very hot for the younger people right now, at least. 9 out of 10 C-level executives are using LinkedIn at least once a week. And this is from Forbes. And I'm going to show you some stats here in a minute that really show that CEOs, C-level executives are really embracing LinkedIn. So here's 75% of B2B buyers, 84% of C-level executives use social media when making purchasing decisions. So the entire sample, 75% of people use social media, but 84% of the C-level executives, maybe them not personally, but their staff, so they're using social media information as part of their buying decisions. Over half of B2B buyers have used LinkedIn to support their purchasing process. And here again, 63% of C-level executives use LinkedIn information to support their buying decisions. Frequent purchasers are more likely to use social media. And I don't know about you, but I love frequent purchasers as my clients because they keep buying more and more of my products and services. So if social media helps them become a more frequent purchaser, I'm all for it. And here's really, LinkedIn's the largest business professional network, and 76% of the people in this survey, this is from IDC, so it's a reputable firm that did this survey. I prefer to work with vendors that have been reckoned to me as somebody I know. It's like when you go to a good restaurant or you see a good movie, you tell your friends. And if you're looking for a new dentist or a new accountant, you want to talk to somebody that has the experience with that person. You don't really want to go to Yelp or something and find a new dentist. If you're, there's certain things you want to have referred to you word of mouth. And then 73%, I prefer to work with sales professionals who have been referred to me. So my best clients are personal referrals. I do a lot of online advertising, a lot of social media, and I get clients. But my very best customers are the ones that are word of mouth referrals. So the buyer's top use of LinkedIn. They research vendors by looking at your profile. Like I said, 48%. And this is from February 2014. I'm sure that's higher now because LinkedIn has really seemed to have taken off in the last 6 months. And they search for vendors also. LinkedIn's made a big push lately. They revamped the company pages. So they used to be a very structured template. It's still not the best, but they've added some new features to it. And they're really encouraging companies to have a company presence on LinkedIn. And then people find vendors who are looking at my connections, So it's this. If you look at all these statistics, it's all about who you are connected with, what companies you're following, and your network. So they're looking at your profile and also who you're following and who you're connected with. So they're looking at the big picture before they do business with you. So when it comes down to it, there's really only two goals for LinkedIn, if you boil it all down. You want to find your ideal prospects by using all the search features on LinkedIn, because there's over 300 million business professionals, and the average salary is over $100,000 of the people on LinkedIn. So it's a great database of the best people. And the second goal is you want to be found by your ideal prospects. So it's like a giant search engine. It's like Google, but it's all business professionals and companies. So you want to optimize your profile so you get found by your ideal prospects. And you really can boil LinkedIn into those two tasks: find people and get found. So Carol has a question. She heard LinkedIn was phasing out company profiles. No, that's not true at all. They're going in the other direction. They're really encouraging people. They created showcase pages recently, so you can have up to 10 of your products or services featured, and you can post jobs there. So they're really integrating it, making it a full company experience. And they're actually having people that work for the company, they share their experiences on the company page of what it's like to work for these companies. So yeah, LinkedIn is really embracing the company pages right now. So the first thing I do is I go through a lot of these tools I'm going to show you now. They aren't new, but they've been enhanced by LinkedIn recently. The advanced people search. You can do the basic search from the navigation bar in LinkedIn, but if you click on advanced, you get to drill down into all this data. So you can do very, very detailed searches to find exactly your ideal prospect. And on the right column here in the yellow icons, those are for premium account members. And if you're serious about using LinkedIn for business, I highly recommend getting a premium account. There's a lot of different ones for sales. There's for business professionals. There's for recruiters. So based on your needs, you should at least go for the minimum level of the business account because you get access to all this additional information. Another way you find people is the people you may know. You'll see that on the right side of your home page. And the LinkedIn algorithm is doing all the work for us here. So what it's doing, it takes all the information in my profile, where I work, my industry, my years of experience, the keywords in my profile, everything that's in my profile, it compiles into the algorithm, and then it recommends similar people that they think I should connect with. So they do all the work for you. And it's not perfect. By far, it's not perfect, but it gets you in the ballpark. So that's why it's really important to optimize your profile and make it very clear what you do and how you help people. And here's another way people you may know. When you get a connection invitation request, you say, who invited you? Kel McKenna wanted to connect with me. And it also says, here are some other people you may want to connect with based on who you're already connected with and your industry and all your profile data. Another feature most people don't take advantage of, I'm surprised. But LinkedIn isn't great at teaching us how to use LinkedIn, unfortunately. That's one of the downsides of LinkedIn. They have all these hidden features that unless I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn, so I know these things, but the average user doesn't know that I can click on similar connections. So here, like Mitchell Levy, we're connected. You can tell that because it says message over there on the side. If we weren't connected, it would say I can connect with them. We have 89 shared connections, so we have a lot in common already right there. So what I want to do is find more people like Mitchell, because obviously we have something in common. We're both speakers and authors. So if I click on the similar tab, I can find more people like Mitchell. So here's 99 people LinkedIn is telling me based on their algorithm that are similar to Mitchell that I could connect with. So Courtney, she's a third level connection, so I'd have to send her an in-mail or reach out to her in some other fashion, like through a group. I'm connected with Robin Frank already. And then there's Melissa Wilson, who's a second level connection. We have 48 shared connections. She's a publishing expert, a writer, an author, so I may want to connect with her. So since we have 48 connections, I would probably click on the connect button and reach out to her. And I think it was about 2 months ago, LinkedIn came out with a new product called Sales Navigator. They always had a professional level for sales, different accounts for sales professionals. But this Sales Navigator is a whole new product. It's kind of like a standalone product. It takes advanced search to a whole new level. And what you can do is you can follow companies that you want to target. So I just signed up for this literally like 3 weeks ago. And I haven't had a lot of time to play with it yet, but I picked 17 companies that I potentially want to work with. And now what I can do is follow people within those companies. And when they post updates, it notifies me immediately so I can quickly respond to, like Lisa Walters. If she posts something, I could quickly comment, like, or share her information or send her a message. So it does a lot of the work for you. And over time, it learns what kind of prospects you're looking for, and it'll start recommending new leads for me that aren't in the companies I'm following. So it looks very powerful. And I think the package I got is about less than, I think it's $65 a month if I pay annually. So it's less than $800 a year. And if I get one client from Sales Navigator, I've made back my money multiple times. So don't be afraid to spend money on these premium accounts. If you're really serious about your business, you have to spend the money. It's a no-brainer. You're going to get clients from LinkedIn if you spend a little bit of time and a little bit of money. So does anybody have any questions on that section or find anything valuable? Is there anything there that could help you find new clients and grow your business? No questions? Okay, we'll move on. So next tool is Who's Viewed Your Profile. And this has been around for a while on LinkedIn, but recently they enhanced it. And the new approach of LinkedIn is they're rolling out new features to the premium members first. So the people they're using the free accounts, they'll get like a limited view of who viewed your profile, or they may not even give you any certain products. So LinkedIn is really favoring the premium account members now and giving you great tools. So let me show you how powerful this is. So here on the sidebar, you'll see who's viewed your profile. It says 9 people viewed my profile in the last 3 days, and this is while I was on vacation last week. So I didn't have much activity. I didn't have anything going on. I just kind of stayed offline most of the week. And my profile rank dropped 2% in those 7 days. So this week I've been more active on LinkedIn. In the last 3 days, 28 people have viewed my profile, and I've increased 3% in the last 7 days. So a little bit of activity can move that number very quickly. And they give you a graph of what's going on. Here's weekly trends of who's viewed my profile. And for the past 3 months, I've been writing my second edition of the book a lot and running a lot of classes. So I've been not as active on LinkedIn as I normally am. And you can see when you're not active, you fall off the cliff really quickly. And if you just do a little bit each day, even 15 minutes or 20 minutes a day, plus what I do is a lot of times I have a lot of content on my website that I'll queue up in Hootsuite or one of these tools that you can automatically post. So I'll post 1 or 2 things a day automatically and then complement it by going in and actually commenting and liking and sharing other people's content or posting content manually. So here you see I've fallen off the cliff. Here is my trend for this week, how much I've gone up just by being a little active each day. And I probably spend 30 to 60 minutes a day on LinkedIn, to be honest. But I have a lot of clients that can do in 15 to 20 minutes a day. They can get really good results. So here's how, and who's viewed your profile, how I rank among professionals like me. So it takes 100 people based on the algorithm that LinkedIn think is similar based on my profile. So it'll give you a list of those 100 people, and it says I'm number 13 out of 100, and I've increased 3%. So I'm in the top 12% among professionals like me. So then you can dig in and see exactly who LinkedIn thinks your competitors are, which is great information. And I've noticed about the top 2 especially, Christine Huber too, these people post constantly. So obviously they have the automated program set up. I see Cat Ford posting at least 3 to 5 posts an hour. And they're all just banners, little quotes, statistics. I rarely see her actually interacting with people. And look what it's done for her profile views. And the whole idea is you want to get people to look at your profile. It's like your website. The more people you can drive to your website, the more business you're going to get. The more people you can drive to your profile on LinkedIn, the more people you're going to get to talk to, connect with, and do business with. So it's the same theory. Your whole goal for LinkedIn is to get people to view your profile and reach out to you. So what they do also now on the side here, easy ways to get more views, they're giving you tips to update your summary. So refresh your summary periodically in your profile. Add new keywords, move things around a little bit, try different approaches. So think of it like as a billboard. You want to just put different things on there and see what gets the most response. So if you change some things and you start getting more profile views, obviously leave that and enhance other parts of your profile. They also recommend different groups to join. This isn't always as accurate because I joined a bunch of groups related to SEO and online marketing, and those are my competitors. So really I want to join groups where my prospects are. So it's good to have some group interaction with people, just what's going on with LinkedIn or Facebook this week. But also you want to be in those, like I'm in a lot of small business groups now because I get a lot of clients from those groups. So go join the groups where your prospects are and be active there. Don't sell, just help people out. And it seems to work a lot better because a lot of people are getting very aggressive in the groups trying to sell rather than build relationships. So I take the approach of help people. So here's how I rank among my connections. So I have almost 3,100 connections. So here's how I rank. I'm in the top 7%. I'm number 198 out of 3,081. So I've increased 1% just by being more active in the last week. So it really lets you get a snapshot of when you're active, profile views go up. And when you're not active, profile views go down. So it doesn't take much to increase those numbers. And the premium products, they show you who viewed your profile. And in the free account, I think you show you a limited subset of this. But now I can see Lynette Potter just recently viewed me, and I could connect with her if I wanted to reach out. And one important thing I teach my clients in all my classes is you got to have the professional picture. Like all these are good pictures. You don't have any, vacation pictures or cropped out pictures. You want to use your name very clearly. A lot of people add a lot of extra characters to their name or, their phone number in their name field. And to me, that's unprofessional. It also can hurt your search rankings because if you put a lot of things in your last name, like all your accreditations, then people search for your last name, they may not find you as easily. But Lynette has taken the approach for her professional headline is using the keywords. And this is a very effective way. If she wants to rank for employee training or corporate coach or corporate training, you stuff keywords in your professional headline. But those are also in your skills, so it's kind of repetitive. So what I teach people is, like with Andy, I helped him with his, delivering attorneys peace of mind through outsourced bookkeeping in Xero. It's a software package, cloud-based, and he targets attorneys. So he's telling them how he can help them with the professional headline. And Matthew here, he's used just his job title, which about 99% of people on LinkedIn use just their job title and where they work. And Steve Brooks just says he's branding and reputation marketing. So it doesn't tell me exactly how he could help me. It's not compelling to make me want to click. So think of these as ads. And what makes you click on an ad? It's a compelling picture or that professional headline. And then they also give you tips to increase your profile views. So again, this is based on your activity and your algorithm. So it tells you what groups to join or what companies to follow. So this is how LinkedIn is trying to get us to interact more with everyone on the site and come back every day. So let's take some questions here. Carol says, when viewing profiles, why do people choose to do this? Yeah, sometimes people, you can go into your settings and be anonymous. So when people view your profile, you view other people's profile, they don't know who it is. And I don't know, I don't understand that theory because when I'm on LinkedIn, I try to connect with people and I connect with people. I see their picture. I want to get to know them. So if you're like being stealth and trying to view profiles, people know you're viewing it. And what LinkedIn has done to combat this recently, if you set your profile to anonymous, they won't show you as much information about the person that you're viewing. So it's kind of, they're trying to get people not to go anonymous. And other people set up fake profiles and spy on people. But I don't know. It's like these people that make it really hard for you to connect on LinkedIn. They make you know their email address, or if you're not going to be active on LinkedIn and want to build your network, you should probably just not be on LinkedIn if that's what it comes down to. So I'm all about being totally open as possible, let people know as much about me so they get to know, like, and trust me as fast as possible. And the next question, Carol. How do you see the list of how you rank among professionals like you? Yeah, you need to be a premium member for that. And I think they have an account that's less than $20 a month now if you want to just test the basic business one. The one I was on recently was $29 a month, and if I paid annually, it was cheaper. And that gives you a lot of great information. It's the basic, it's the business professional net one. And they have much higher. You can pay up to $100 a month for some of these, but I'm testing out the Sales Navigator now, and that's $65 a month if I pay annually. And that seems to give me lots of great information. And Teresa, she started a new group. I have a large amount of connections on my profile. So how do you get people to my new group? You can actually email those people and invite them to your group if they're connections. And I'll show you that in a bit, how you can actually, all your connections, you can tag them and then send emails to them like a distribution list and invite them to your group. The thing with starting your own group, I haven't started my own yet because it's a lot of work to get momentum going. And then also you have to moderate it once it goes on because there's a lot of people doing self-promotion and spamming in the groups. So you have to, I would highly recommend getting at least 2 or 3 other people to be co-moderators with you. And a lot of times it can be people in your group that are very active. You can take, hey, we want to be a moderator. And more times than not, they love to be. So groups are great, but they take a lot of care and feeding. And the best membership do you recommend, Linda? It depends on what you do. If you're a recruiter, they have specific recruiting accounts. They have specific ones for sales professionals, and they have specific ones for business, just business owners. So it all depends. And you can actually talk to them. They're pretty good about explaining what to do. If you go to the page where they have all the premium accounts, a little pop-up window say, do you want to chat with someone? Or you can just call them, and they'll help you really pick out the best account. And that's it for the questions now. So was that helpful for you about the profiles and the profile views? And do you understand that concept of you want to have a compelling profile and you want to drive people to that profile? You want to get more profile views and grow your network with the right people. I'm all for growing with the right people, not going wide. If I was a recruiter, I'd want a network of 10 or 20,000 because you want to cast a wide net. But I have a very specific niche that I work with. So I want to work, I prefer the quality over quantity. And some people, it works better, the quantity over quality. So you really have to come up with that strategy. That's whenever I start working with people or teach my classes, I say, what's your LinkedIn objective? Why are you on LinkedIn? You don't just get on LinkedIn because you accepted that invitation now. You really have to fill out your profile and be thoughtful about how you're going to use LinkedIn. Because when you have a clear strategy, you can go on 15 or 20 minutes a day and get a lot of good results. So let's move on to who's viewed your updates. This is another premium feature they've added, and it's incredible. Because what it does, when you comment, here I commented on my friend Mickey Kennedy does press releases. He owns ereleases.com, and he put out a blog post related to how to get more people to view your press releases. And I just put a stupid little quote on there. I usually put longer, more thoughtful things, but I said, thanks for the tips. And if you type his name, Mickey Kennedy, it highlights it, so it notifies him that I commented on it too. So it gives him more traction. But this one ended up being over 500 views by the end of it. And then I had one comment. And the good thing is the first inner circle, the blue circle, is my network, the first level connections. Then the next circle is my second level. So these are connections of my connections. And then nobody from the third level actually got to it in this screenshot. But I have some that have gone into the third level. So those are people 2 steps away from you. So that means people are sharing your comments and likes with their networks, which is what you want to do. Things are going more viral here. And the cool thing is you can actually hover over the dots and it tells you exactly who these people are. You can reach out to them and thank them. So here's one. I just posted something. It was an article about LinkedIn they're changing their news feed to be more like Facebook, because that figure Facebook's very interactive, so LinkedIn's trying to mimic them. So I shared that article that I found, and then I had one person like it and one person comment. And here it is where I can you hover over it and you see who did it. So what I do is when people, especially when they're in second and third level networks, I reach out to them. I sent Deborah a message. I said, hey, Deborah, thanks for liking and commenting on my post. And it works really well when it's a second level and third level connection because you're not connected to them. So it helps you build relationships with people that are liking and sharing and commenting on your content. So you have something in common there. You both like the same kind of content. So it helps you expand your network with like-minded people. Here's another one. We've all seen those quotes, Zig Ziglar, Brian Tracy, all the famous quotes people post over and over. And somebody posted one and it was on a little banner. And that's it. Here's a tip that makes your post go a lot farther. If you just put text there, you might get a little interaction. If you take the same quote and put it into an image, a square banner, you get more likes, comments, and shares than you would. You can't believe it. This one I just shared someone's, and by the end of this, it was over 2,500 people viewed it, and it went to all 3 levels. I had I think close to 100 likes and a bunch of comments. So what I did, I reached out to all these people there in the second and third level that liked and commented, everybody that liked and commented on it and shared it, and thanked them with a little message, just a short little message. Say, hey, thanks for sharing my content. And I connected with a lot of those people. So it's a really easy way to get traction. The next feature is the keep in touch. This is under the main navigation, and it really seems silly, but it works like crazy. All these things says, congratulations on the new job. So anytime you update your profile, LinkedIn sends a message out on your news feed that you've got a new job or you've changed your profile in some way. You can turn off that feature, which I recommend if you're doing a lot of changes to your profile at once, because otherwise, every time you make a little change and save it, it's going to send another update out. But one client I had, he said congratulations to someone. They got a new job, and they reconnected after 10 years. And he said, I didn't know you were a financial advisor. That, oh yeah, I've been doing it for 10 years now. So this guy ended up transferring his $3 million account into this financial advisor. So he got, just by saying congratulations, a short little 1-sentence congratulations on your new job, it puts you back top of mind with people and renews old connections from years ago. So it takes just literally a few seconds to do it. If you just say congrats right here, it will literally say congrats. So you want to put a custom message there. It just goes a lot further. They're adding the birthdays now, and it's just a good way to ping people. Do it to 5 or 10 people a day. It takes literally 2 or 3 minutes, and you never know what's going to happen. But it gets your name back in front of all those people you knew years ago. Now you can track conversations. So under the Connections tab, you can import contacts if you have Outlook or Gmail or Yahoo accounts. If you have a lot of contacts there, you can import those in now. and then LinkedIn tells you if you're connected with them or not. The little blue icon on the side there will be gray if they're on LinkedIn using that email address and you're not connected. So it's a great way to connect with all the people you've collected leads over the years. I don't recommend putting personal ones in here, obviously, but it's a great way. And every time I send an email to any of these people, I have a conversation, it tracks it in here. It says, this is the last time you corresponded with this person. And it'll remind you, it says, hey, you haven't talked to so-and-so in like 6 months. And it reminds you to, hey, send a little message to John or something to remind him that you're still there and can help him. And here's how you can filter. So once you get all your contacts in, you can start tagging them. And you can tag your connections too. And you can sort. So say I'm doing a conference in San Francisco, doing a LinkedIn workshop. I can go search by location, find all my San Francisco Bay Area contacts, email them through LinkedIn, and say, hey, I'm having a workshop next Saturday. If you want to attend, here's the link. So it's a really great way. And from these, a lot of people do a lot of emailing on LinkedIn. They say they get up to an 80% open rate and response rate from messages they send on LinkedIn. So if you send it to their personal email address or their business, they may not even see it because it may get lost in spam filters. But through LinkedIn, there's this incredible, people really trust people on LinkedIn. So it's a great way to reach out to people. So this is my favorite, the tagging. So you create up your own categories on how you want to take your contacts. So I have attorneys, I have biz optimization, branding. I have lots of categories, and every time I connect with people, I'll tag them and put them into one of those categories. So here I can send a mass LinkedIn message to all the attorneys I'm connected to. So I filter by that tag, attorneys, and I click on message, and the LinkedIn email pops up. And I can send a personal message to all the attorneys and say, hey, I'm doing a webinar for attorneys on how to use LinkedIn to get more clients. And here's the link to register. And most of the time they'll respond. I rarely get people complaining that I send them personal messages on LinkedIn. Does anybody have any questions on that? It's an incredibly powerful feature. It can really change the way you network on LinkedIn and really get a lot of new clients. Connect with the right people, and once you're connected, you can keep in touch with them a lot easier. It's really powerful. The next thing is you find alumni. Obviously, LinkedIn has figured this one out. Everybody wants, when you're an alumni of a college, obviously you have that bond already. So what you can do now is go under the Connections tab and look where you went to school. It tells me exactly where everybody that graduated from University of Pittsburgh lives, where they work, what they do, what industry they're in. And then it gives me, I can connect with all of them. So if I'm connected with them, you get the little envelope there. And then if I'm not, there's a little face with a plus sign. So I can reach out to these people if I think they're a good fit for my network. But we already have something in common because we went to the same school. And you can also see what they studied, where they're skilled at, and how you're connected. So I work with a lot of public speakers. So I have almost 11,000 people that went to University of Pittsburgh that have public speaking in their LinkedIn profile. So obviously I could reach out to them and say, hey, I went to Pitt too. When did you graduate? You already have that relationship going. Say, hey, if you need any help with your public speaking, getting more speaking engagements, I can help you. And then obviously they can come back and help you. So you already have that bond. So this makes it even easier. And they have lots of advanced searches. You can search different years of graduation. You can search by what they're skilled at. It's really powerful. Then you can also look at the notables. So if you really want to go right to the top, you can find out, say I want to work with Siemens Corporation, get in there as an account. I could contact Tom and say, hey, I went to Pitt too. We graduated around the same time. And then he can introduce me to people, the right people. So since you already have that connection and you went to the same school together, they're more apt to help you and respond to your request. And LinkedIn's figured this out. Like I said, my son's getting inundated by recruiters at this point, but LinkedIn's even going back a step where they're encouraging high school kids to fill out the LinkedIn profiles with all their accomplishments from high school. So when they start applying to schools, the schools can come and look at their LinkedIn profile, and then it just kind of tracks them right through college. Then they become alumni. And then when they're employers can start targeting people from even when they're in high school. If they already see they're studying the right things, they can follow them and reach out to them as they're going through school. Like I said, everybody my son went to school with got jobs. All of his friends, at least 50 of his inner circle from college, they all got jobs right out of school. And a lot of it was because Cal Poly is really a tight networking school, and they're well connected in Silicon Valley. So adding LinkedIn to the mix, they're all well employed already right out of school. So LinkedIn's getting it. They really do a lot of things well, and some things they still got to do a little better, but it's a great opportunity for all of us. The LinkedIn Pulse, it used to be called LinkedIn Today. Does anybody have any questions on that last section? Just type them into the question box. So LinkedIn Pulse was LinkedIn Today, and it's your news feed application, so you can customize your news. And that's one of the biggest complaints from my clients is, I don't know what to post. I don't have time to write content every day. So what you do, you subscribe to news feeds in Pulse, and it gives you lots of great content to share every day. So you can just go right to the article, and with it you could share it, like it, or comment, and get lots of traction. So this is customized news, and then they're also recommending people based on the algorithm and who you're also subscribed to, other people that you might want to be following and connecting with. Here's the top post, and this is so powerful because a lot of people create their own posts and they don't get much traction with it, to be honest. I mean, you make a blog post, you put a status update, you may get no response most of the time. So what I do is go to these people, look at the top posts, and like, comment, and share on those. Like, here's thing, Jeff Hayden. He's a LinkedIn influencer, which is a program that started last year, maybe the year before, the first version. First, it started out with people like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, very high-level people. And now it's trickled down as you can get accepted as an influencer. They're slowly expanding that. But Jeff Hayden put this comment on September 16th. 308,000 people viewed it in the first 36 hours. And then 1,488 liked it, 359 commented on it. So if you follow Jeff and you find the people that get a lot of traction with their posts, and as soon as you see that he's posted, you jump in there and comment, over 300,000 people could have potentially read my comment. So you can get your name in front of a lot of eyeballs really fast just by action, by following these people. And you can see exactly who liked Jeff's post and who commented on it. So here I click on who liked it, and there was 1,488 people liked it. So those are 1,488 potential connections if this article is related to my niche. So I see Catherine Bach is one of the people that liked it. She's a career coach. I'm a certified coach too. I coach a lot of people, so I thought this is a good person I can connect with, a peer. So what I do, I click on the connect button. I see we're in a common group, Harvard Business Review, so that's one thing we have in common, and then we're both coaches. I said, I noticed you like Jeff's article. I thought that was a great article too. Let's connect. And you have a limited amount of space to put in these messages, so you want to keep it brief too, because people aren't going to read a long introduction request. So just keep it short and sweet. Point out the things you have in common and say, let's connect. And she connected right away as soon as I sent this. So you're connecting with like-minded people very quickly just by pointing out those similarities. So then here's the Discover tab. This is how you can find more content to potentially share. So these are all recommended based on the LinkedIn algorithm and who I'm following already. Here's the original thought leaders that were the influencers that first came out, Richard Branson, Jack Welch, all the big names. So those are obviously good people. Richard Branson has over 6 million followers. So when he posts something, a lot of eyeballs get notified of that. So if you're one of the first to comment on it or like it and share it, you're going to get noticed. Not by all 6 million, obviously, but 2 or 3 or 10, who knows? You just never know. Then there's channels of content you can subscribe to. So this makes it really easy. Look at Leadership and Management has almost 8 million followers. Obviously, it's the most popular topic. Entrepreneurship and small business. So you just pick your categories and your niche. Follow those channels, and then whenever related content shows up, you can quickly comment, like, and share that with your network. And then here's publishers, so you can subscribe to Wall Street Journal, those kind of publications. So you get lots of great information. It makes it really easy to go in 10 or 15, 20 minutes a day, find great content, share it with your network, and it builds up the people's perception of you. If you're sharing high quality content from Harvard Business Review or Wall Street Journal, people associate you with, oh, he's up in that level of Wall Street Journal, Harvard Business Review, Forbes. It's all perception. So why comment on popular articles? Here's Dave Kerpen. I interviewed him for the second edition of my book because he got on LinkedIn right at the beginning, and he just started sharing good content through those status updates. And he built a reputation and became a LinkedIn influencer in the second round of it. And he built a huge social media business in New York, Likeable Local. It's one of the biggest agencies out there for social media. So he had this one post based on leadership, the most popular channel on LinkedIn, 11 simple concepts to become a better leader. And it was the #1 post until recently. He's dropped to #3 now, but in January of 2013, he posted this. 2.7 million people have seen this. So if you would have commented on that at the beginning, all those people potentially could have read your comment. 26,000 likes, over 7,000 comments. And the thread is still active. So that's the thing. I have things I commented on 2 years ago. They're still getting comments on those comments. So these things live a long time. And if you get your name in front of a lot of popular people or comments, you're going to get some, you won't get everybody looking at your comments, but you never know. It just gets you out there. And then this one with that almost 27,000 likes, you can go through that list and find people to connect to that are in your niche, so you have something in common that you like this post. So it's incredible the amount of information LinkedIn is giving you. They don't tell you how to use all this, though. That's the frustrating part. You just got to figure it out. So where do you find the channel feature? Carol says it's under the LinkedIn Pulse, and you just kind of dig through the recommended content. There's ways to subscribe to more content. So you just kind of dig through it. So Publisher is something that came out. This is instead of everybody becoming LinkedIn influencers, we used to just be able to do the status updates, which was like a big tweet. It was 180 characters instead of 140. And you could get a lot of traction. You could share blog posts and everything, and it worked really well. But now you can do full blog posts on LinkedIn. And this is really powerful. You can put images in there just like you do on your blog. You can put videos in there, and you can get it in front of a lot of eyeballs really fast. Here's Kathy Caprino. She's not a LinkedIn influencer. She's just a career success coach. She posted this on September 15th, and I took this screenshot on the 16th. She had over 1 million views in the first day. So that's just incredible. And over 5,600 people liked it, over 2,000 comments in the first day. So when you're writing content for LinkedIn, look at what the most popular content is, who's getting a lot of comments and likes and shares, and write similar content. Use the same kind of headlines they do. Don't copy their content, obviously, but write similar themed content because that's what people are looking for. And you'll see other things people post, they get like no traction. So don't take that approach. Find out what's working and just copy it, mimic it. So to recap, we went through the LinkedIn opportunity, which most people don't get it yet. And this is a great time for you to get really good at LinkedIn because you can jump ahead of your competition really fast. There's lots of new tools out there, and they're releasing new tools all the time and enhancing the experience. They're helping you measure your activity. I really highly recommend you get a business account at least, just so you get all these extra benefits of LinkedIn. And I show you how to engage people and really you can become an expert like Kathy in weeks. So it's an incredibly powerful tool that most people don't understand. So you ready for more? Has anything been helpful for anybody here? Can anybody take one or two of these things that can really help them expand their LinkedIn presence and grow their business? So I'm doing a LinkedIn Jumpstart program, and usually I teach a class over 5 weeks where we meet online for an hour to 2 hours a week. And everybody said 5 weeks is too long. I really want to learn it quickly. So I'm doing the 5-week class literally in 5 days. And I usually do charge $497 for the 5-week class, and people love it. I've had a lot of people take it. Over 1,000 people have taken my class. But starting October 13th through the 17th, we're going to everything we covered today, we're going to go into great detailed information, and we're going to work on your account and help you really build your LinkedIn presence. And we're going to do follow-up at the end of it, a couple weeks out, more Q&A, because a lot of this will have to sink in. This will be kind of like a fire hose, but I'll be there to answer your questions, and I'll be helping you along the way. So we're only doing $97 instead of $497 because I want to help as many people as possible. My goal is to train 10,000 people by the end of next year on LinkedIn. So I've lowered the price. I just want to really focus on helping as many people as possible. People I've worked with have got a lot of great results, and I just want to increase it exponentially. So bonus time. For those of you that have stayed towards the end here, I'll ask you a question, and the first person to answer it will win the profile makeover, which is $997 usually. So what it is, I work together with you. We have a couple of calls together. You work on your profile. I review it. I give you a critique. We go back and forth and then help you really identify who your target audience is and create the messages that work for them. So the first question, just type in your answers in the question box, and the first person will win. So how many LinkedIn members were there in June 2014? Okay, looks like Linda Till won. Congratulations, Linda. Number 2. What section of LinkedIn contains content and customizable news feeds? Carol Coleman, congratulations. And the final question, I feel like we're doing Jeopardy here. What is one tool that helps you measure your LinkedIn effectiveness? So think about your profiles, and your goal is to get people to drive people to your profiles. So what tool would help you measure that effectiveness? Charles Walters wins profile views. So yeah, who viewed your profile? Congratulations, Charles. Okay, so now we'll open it up. Any last questions here? Remember, if you want to do the LinkedIn Jumpstart, it's only $97. Go to tedprodromo.com/jumpstart, and I'd love to have you join us because you'll get a ton out of it. And I'll be there to help you all the way, even afterwards. Any questions? Any comments? So no questions. Everybody's overwhelmed, or I've answered every question you have on LinkedIn. Now, this is really the tip of the iceberg. Like I said, LinkedIn is they're horrible at explaining all the features of their site. And they keep adding so many more they're not really good about teaching it to us. And I love LinkedIn. I hang out on it. I've spent the last 3 years since I started writing the books about it. I spend a lot of time researching it and figuring out the best ways to use it. So Carol says, will the sessions be recorded? Yes, they will. They'll all be recorded. They'll be at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. And if the group decides there's a better time for them to do that, I'll adjust the time based on the name on the group. And I'll be promoting it all next week. So I hope to have, I'm not sure how many people, 50 to 100 people in it, hopefully by the end of next week. But we'll see. Charles got great ideas, things you never knew we could do. That's it, Charles. I wish LinkedIn would teach us a little better, but actually makes it good for me because I can teach others. Linda, I've gotten so much from this presentation. Look forward. Great. Well, thank you, Linda. No, there's really the tip of the iceberg because there's so much you can do. Once you really figure out your LinkedIn strategy, what you're going to do with it, you can focus on the tools and activities that get you the most. And using those analytics, you know what works. So you know what kind of content people are responding to, so you just create more of that. And if you aren't getting a response to your content, you don't waste your time. So you can be really efficient and get a lot of great results. So Barbara wants to know, would Jumpstart be appropriate for a new account member? Yes, actually it would be great because we could start you from fresh, get your LinkedIn strategy solidified, optimize your profile. Really by the end of the week or within a couple of weeks, you'd be up and running and you could be really effective on LinkedIn. That's the whole idea. I didn't want to drag it over 5 weeks. I'm still going to do the 5-week courses over a couple times a year, but a lot of people just wanted to get it done, learn it fast, and they can go back and review the recordings over time. And I'm available via email to help people, and I do webinars like this all the time. So I'm always there to answer your questions. And I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, I'm all over social media. So I'd love to have you join us. tedprodromo.com/jumpstart. Any other questions? I'm sure you have a million, but if you do, just feel free to reach out to me and make sure you connect with me on LinkedIn too. Well, thank you, everybody. I think that's it. Thank you very much, and congratulations to Linda, Carol, and Charles, our winners. I'll be in touch with you to schedule your appointments. Thanks, everybody.